What's up, y'all? It's the J Roos Theory. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Jonathan Roos 619. I'm on Twitter, but I usually just post my videos on there. I don't just be on Twitter like that. Do you guys remember Video Music Box? I know I'm going way back. I believe they started in '83, but I don't believe I started seeing it till like around maybe early '90s. Y'all remember Video Music Box? I just saw a documentary about it, and you can just really see it's about Ralph McDaniels, the guy who started it. He wanted to show videos that, MTV wasn't showing at the time. And eventually when MTV started showing, MTV Raps, he's like, okay, I gotta try to find more underground groups and stuff like that to compete with them. But I thought it was just interesting watching rap change over the years, how it started out fun. It was always, street and aggressive, but it was more about fun. The rhymes weren't so, intricate and deep. I like the wordplay and things, but the thing that happened with rap is rappers started writing whatever popped into their mind. Now, I've been writing rap since I was like 10 years old. I mean, I've recorded, like I said in another video, almost had a deal with Suge Knight back in the days, fell through. But when you're writing rhymes, at least for me, you can't write everything that's easy. So rappers never learned how to censor themselves. They figure if I want to say it, I should say it. I even heard Tupac talk about his mom told him if something, comes to his mind to speak it. And that's, to me, Tupac's the greatest rapper of all time, but I think that was bad advice. You don't say everything that comes to mind, and, that's just not wisdom. So rappers never learned how to censor themselves, and so the rap game became a music form with no boundaries, where they don't care if they're offending people. They don't care if something's out of line. It's like, oh, that rhymes, so I got to say it. No, you don't have to say everything that pops into your head. Would you watch a football game with no rules? Think about it. Would you tune in every week to watch a football game where dudes is fighting, pulling face masks off, pass interference every play, nobody's throwing a flag? Would you watch something like that with no rules? You got to have boundaries. You got to have rules, and that's what's messed up with rap right now. There's no boundaries. People say whatever they think they should say. They don't stop and think, now, do I want to put this out there to the public? Not everybody's able to decipher the message I'm putting out, I remember Ice-T said he wasn't making music, his music wasn't influencing people to do crime. He was saying, if you're already a criminal, he just gave you a theme song. But to some people, it does influence them. I've heard gangsters actually talk about watching shows or movies, Superfly and the Mac. They were influenced by these movies. People are influenced by entertainment. They're influenced by music, When I was growing up writing raps, I never used foul language in my raps. It was just aggressive. So your raps actually become better by censoring yourself because it forces you to think. When you just say whatever pops into your head, that's kind of a lazy way of writing to me. But it was an interesting documentary, There's a lot of stuff at the end, kind of propaganda. I didn't agree with political stuff. I'm like, but it had Mike Tyson on it, and he was saying he wouldn't be the same Mike Tyson he is if he hadn't been influenced by hip hop. And, I always thought the West Coast was more melodic than the stuff we were hearing from the East Coast at the time. But then, the West Coast had to throw in the criminal element, because I remember Ice Cube or somebody was saying from the West Coast that they would write raps extra hard to keep the dudes off of them in the neighborhood. So they'd seem extra aggressive just to keep dudes from walking up on them in the streets. But it was kind of sad watching it too, because they were showing how when Tower Records went out of business and the digital music thing came in, and that kind of messed the whole record industry up because, you know, it's hard to calculate where the money's going with streaming and all that stuff. And it's just a different ball game. I remember in San Diego, the Tower Records across from the sports arena had up a sign when they were going out of business. It was sad, saying something, I can't remember the exact words, but it said something like, there'll never be a time like this again, and this is truly the end of a era or something like that. It was just kind of sad, you know. I miss doing things like going to Blockbuster, renting movies, you know, everything you can do from your home now. I used to like to go look at movies, you know, get out of the house. Used to like to go to malls. Now you can buy everything online. So it's just a different world. And it's sad to see where rap is taken. It's kind of sonic garbage now. The music quality is just trash. If you listen to something now, I get mad when I hear cars drive by playing this stuff. I'm like, how do they like this? It's trash. I was walking around the other day playing Tupac, and this older Caucasian guy, he's like, oh, that's old school. He liked it. He's like, that's Tupac. The older white guy knew Tupac. He knew quality when he heard it. Doesn't sound like this repetitive stuff you just hear where all the beats sound the same. They got that little computer voice going on. It's not the same computer voice that you hear in California Love with, like, you know, Zap and all that. It's not the same. T-Pain kind of brought it in, but just hearing the quality of music now, they were talking about how when the digital music came in, how a lot of the studios closed, how you had to market yourself back then. You had to physically put up posters and try to market yourself. Now all you do is hit send and it goes out everywhere. And that could be a good thing because it's easier to do, but it also gives people with no real skill at rap, it gives them an audience, and they put their stuff out. And then I think other people with limited talent in that era here, and they're like, oh, they got a record? They don't sound very good. If they could do it, I could do it. So then the next dude with no skill, he starts rapping. Then you keep getting all these subpar rap songs out, and I'm like, just because you hear it, you know, on the streets, or do people even still listen to radio now, or is it all, I don't know how things work totally now, but just because you hear it doesn't make it good, doesn't mean you have to play it and promote it and listen to it. It's just, it's a trip seeing how rap has changed. Along with everything, even television, it started off innocent, like old shows, Dick Van Dyke Show. They even showed the husband and wife sleeping in separate beds. Nowadays, you turn on TV, you don't know what you're going to see. And rap is got an agenda, has got corporations behind it now. You got dudes putting on dresses and stuff like that. It's just, you know, that's not hip hop. It's not righteous. And I can't co-sign what rap has turned into. The aggressiveness of rap doesn't mean you have to demean yourself to do it. You can be aggressive and classy at the same time. When a boxer's fighting, he ain't got to hit below the belt to be considered a dangerous man. He can keep it inside the confines of the rules. You know, you don't have to do things. I mean, if you can't play it in front of your parents, you shouldn't say it. Put it like that. You shouldn't have to. I know when I play raps, I have to look for the clean version sometimes. I'm like, man, just don't feel like hearing all that stuff. Rappers need to learn how to be aggressive. It's all in your delivery and tone, your wordplay and skill. It don't come from dropping a bunch of F-bombs. That's my take. But the documentary, I didn't catch it from the beginning. Had a lot of classic footage. It was interesting and sad at the same time about Video Music Box. Ralph McDaniels, he was related to that guy that used to do them 7-Up commercials. He's in the movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy. So if you want to, check it out. It was on Showtime. Like I said, about Video Music Box. It's the J. Roos Theory. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and be fearless, homie. Yay, yay.